Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Dear brothers and sisters, what an honor to see all of you here after such a long time. I was the person during the YM days going round in front and behind and in between programs, annoying most of you and the speakers, but trying to capture some of the history. And alhamdulillah, we had such a huge archive of videos and audios. But one of my first production as a teenager, some of you will remember, was this video that we produced called Young Muslims, The Experience. So this was produced, I think it was very early 90s, so 91, 92 probably, if not, yeah, around that time I think. I have managed to find a copy of it. It is a VHS copy. I haven't got the master copy to hand, but it is a VHS copy. But what it does show is some of you, a lot younger version of yourself. So I hope you find that entertaining. I must also add that there is a bit of a health warning. Number one, you're eating. The other side to it, there is a serious side of it. Some people may have passed away. I know at least one person in that video. You'll remember one of our young brother Ahmed. He was one of the stars highlighted in the video, and soon after I produced. In fact, before I could launch the video, sadly I think he passed away. So we pray for him. But without further ado, I want to offer the video to you. And I hope you enjoy it, inshallah. I'm sure it will bring back many memories.
Come to YM. Inshallah, you will find peace of them. To be in Islam is a blessing, not a curse. As Muslims, we're not first, second, but first. Allah, the Great One, the Lord, the Most High, the one who we will meet when we die. Allah is Kareem, Allah is Rahim, praiseworthy and full of esteem. Don't feel down out and look around. Things are happening in your own town. Don't feel left out. Join at your mat. Firm, young, Muslim and intact.
Paul Davies comes from Battersea in London. He's 21 years old, studying for a degree in computer science at Imperial College in London. Mahmouda Qureshi is from Birmingham. She's 19 years old, studying A-levels. In her free time, she's preparing some handicrafts which are later to be sold at an exhibition for fundraising for the poor and needy of the world. Arif Khan is from Tooting, London. He's 12 years old and enjoys sports. Rehana Stabdik is a young mother from Sheffield. Although her 3 young children keep her busy, she enjoys taking part in organising various events for young people in her locality. And Irfan Mahmood is from Bradford. He spends his spare time doing voluntary work in the community. Currently, he's looking for a job, but hoping to do a course on architecture. What do all these young people have in common?
I'm a member of the Young Muslims.
I'm a member of the Young Muslims.
I am a member of the Young Muslims.
I am a member of the Young Muslims.
I'm a member of the Young Muslims.
In this video, we will try to discover some facts about the Young Muslims and what it is that young people find attractive about it. But first, let's find out what the Young Muslims is.
Young Muslims is basically a group of young people who organize themselves together. They've decided to commit themselves to Islam. They want to live by Islam, and to that end they arrange a whole variety of activities. And together with that, most importantly, they've decided also to share this important treasure Islam with other young people around them. However, it's different from any other so-called organization in that it belongs to the international Islamic movement.
But what is an Islamic movement, and what is its scope?
Islamic movement is, as in the Young Muslims, it is an organized effort or an organized struggle by Muslims, young and old, to bring about change for the better, to bring about equality, justice, anything that is truthful. To bring this about through Islam, of course, to make Islam prevail throughout society, in all aspects of society, in any society.
Today, the Young Muslims is a strong force amongst the youth, particularly the Muslim youth, giving them a clear vision in life.
There's no God but Allah.
There's no God but Allah.
Muhammad Rasulullah.
Muhammad Rasulullah.
Muhammad is his messenger.
Muhammad is his messenger.
Brotherhood gives you and me.
Brotherhood gives you and me.
Chance to live in harmony.
A chance to live in harmony.
Let's free this world from sin and hate.
Let's free this world from sin and hate.
The Young Muslims attracts a whole range of young people of various backgrounds and provides them with a common platform from which to work to allow their voices to be heard in society too. The activities of the Young Muslims are quite unique in nature. There's a place for every young person in the Young Muslims, and they're conscious to keep the activities as lively and enjoyable as possible. Baba Ahmed is a Londoner. He's 15 years old, taking 9 GCSEs. His hobbies include swimming, football and poetry. However, to Baba Ahmed, living in Britain has a different meaning to that of other young people you might meet on the street.
My vision in life is to live this life as a true Muslim. Because a true Muslim is one who does not allow himself to be exploited by the corrupt ones. A true Muslim always stands for justice, whether the whole world is against him or the whole world is with him. And I want to continue this struggle, along with those who are already in it, all my life.
But does Baba Ahmed need the Young Muslims to fulfill his vision?
Yes, definitely. In my opinion, there is no other nationwide group for young people working with the same ideas and objectives. And what's also very important is that the Young Muslims UK offers you a very good training program to help you develop yourself at your own pace, be it mentally, physically, or spiritually.
What do you like about the Young Muslims?
First of all, I find the sisterhood and the basically Islamic teachings that it teaches, the way they're taught, they're found really easy to absorb, and they're not really restricted in any way.
On a personal level, how has YM helped you?
Helped me gain a lot of knowledge and has taught me what Islam is. When I first decided to become a Muslim, I had very little knowledge about Islam or what it was. I was from totally external, and it brought me within the fold of Islam.
I joined through being invited by friends into Young Muslims. I mean, at the time, I used to pray, but I wasn't really aware of much else, just sort of praying and just these rigid type things. And I was invited. I didn't really feel like going into a group and committing myself that way. So I started going, and I thought, yeah, this is okay. It's not too rigid. It's not being bashed by sticks and things. You have a nice time, play football with people who are your age, and it's not just about praying and things. It's about living together and being together as Muslims. So I enjoyed that, and I carried on attending the meetings and things.
I mean, at the beginning I was a very shy person. I was very afraid to talk. I was very to myself. And YM's and Islam in general has given me this strength inside to not be shy, to ask questions, to become more of a person myself, and many things like that. But initially one doesn't think why I joined. It just happened, like I said, a natural process. It took place. But one thing I can say is that even to this very day, I'm still realizing why I'm a Muslim, as it were, and why I'm in Young Muslims. Every day I learn more and more, and it gets home more and more.
What is your attitude towards the young people in society?
I feel a lot for the young people today, and I admire them in many respects. I see that these are the people who have energy on their side. These are people who have a lot of zeal. They have a lot within them. They are broad-minded, and it's wonderful to see how these young people strive in their own courses. Now, although I feel very good about this, there is also sympathy that I feel for them. And I feel sympathetic towards them in that these people, these young people, may be victims of this corrupted society. That they are being brought up in a society where evil is rampant amongst us. And there is no stress, or very little stress, on the need for guidance for one's life.
I care for young people a lot, and as everybody should do, because young people, everybody knows, young people are the future of any society, any community. They are the direction, and the direction we see them on today is a very sad direction.
You know, looking back at my life, when I felt that I had freedom, when I felt that, oh, I can go here, I can do that, much against my parents' wishes, because that's the sort of rebellious life I led, I thought I had freedom. But it wasn't until Islam came that I realized what true freedom was. What I didn't realize at the time before was that I was actually being imprisoned by my self-desires, that I was being imprisoned by this secular system, by this lifestyle that other people wanted me to live.
Nevertheless, there's a very positive aspect to all this, because young people, I feel, young people are looking for something. They're in search for something, and this is in the very nature of human beings. And I feel they're in search for truth, because truth is very exciting. Truth is something to hold on to. Truth is what society is lacking. Justice is what society is lacking. And in this search, I feel this is where the young Muslims come in, this is where we come in.
Everywhere we go, people always ask us, who we are, and we tell them, we're the young Muslims, humble young Muslims, we're the young Muslims.
It was in Leeds on the 8th of December 1984 when the YM was launched. There were about 27 people who attended this first meeting. And alhamdulillah, since that meeting, the work has developed.
The first 2 years were spent concentrating on developing a strong core group. To meet this target, many training programs and activities were organized.
In order to realize that thing, it's very important.
As a participant in many of the programs of the young Muslims, you get an opportunity to regularly benefit from the knowledge of Muslim scholars.
Well, it continues anyway.
These scholars come from different backgrounds, bringing with them a wealth of knowledge and experience to share with you. As you listen to them and also get the chance to meet them personally, you begin to see how much you can do and achieve.
The first precaution and the first safeguard against that is that no obedience is to be rendered in matters where the disobedience of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is implied.
So from what I have said, it is clear that Britain desperately needs Islam. And the question which needs answering is not really, can Britain take it? Indeed, Britain clearly cannot do without it. The question is, are the Muslims up to it?
You will be taken as a challenge by your enemies if you have Islamic character. And if you have not been noticed yet, then there is something missing in your character.
Try, and you will find it is very easy. Be steadfast in those things Allah is asking from you, and He will make it easy for you to do them, because He is not asking things from you which are difficult to you. They are in fact very easy. The only thing we have to do the first step. And Allah will do the rest.
Muslim youth should not wait until all these things happen, because once you develop your own individual Islamic identity and establish your own direct relationship with your Creator, with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, once the love of Allah and commitment to Him and devotion to Him become uppermost in your mind and your heart, then it doesn't matter. Your life might be more difficult if you have a family that does not support that. Your life may be a little bit more difficult if you don't have a community that supports those ideals. But with the grace of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, with the strength of that divine love, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will enable you not only to establish your own identity, but to influence those around you, including parents, including giving a good example for the elderly in your own community or society.
I never knew what was the will of Allah until I came to the Quran. I didn't know what was my place in this world, in this universe, until I came to the Quran. I didn't know who my brothers and sisters were until I came to the Quran. You hear people saying that this or that book changed their life. Of course, this is exactly what happened in my particular case. It was the Quran that changed my life. It's an obvious testimony. Anyone who knows what I was before and knows who I am now will see clearly what the Quran can do.
As a member of the Young Muslims UK, you are not just asked to listen to the knowledgeable and experienced, you are actively encouraged to put into practice what you learn. This is a unit of the Young Muslims. Abdur Rahman is a rukn, a term used to describe a committed member, and he's in charge for the Sparbrook unit in Birmingham. His task is to ensure that the members are developing their knowledge and skills to their full potential. He also has to keep the members fully up to date with what's happening in the Young Muslims nationally.
Just before we finish, brothers, here I've got a letter from the YM Centre about the 5 summer camps, inshallah.
Units such as this one in Birmingham work under the supervision of a local branch. Today, in almost every city, there is a branch of the Young Muslims UK.
I think one of the main things about Young Muslims is the fact that we're a national Jama'ah, and I'm from Scotland, as you can probably tell from my accent, but still I feel at one with my brothers in England. We're all striving towards the same cause. Whenever I meet them, we're always, they're my brothers. I feel like I love them as much as anyone else, and in that way Young Muslims breaks down all forms of national barriers, all forms of barriers of race, of creed, of bigotry, everything, and we're all one.
Wherever it may be, whether the work is done at the unit level, or branch level, or even the regional level, they are all known to this one place, the Young Muslims Central Office. One thing for certain is that the main sources of guidance for the young Muslims remains the Holy Quran and the Sunnah, the teachings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad.
I think that for myself, thinking about joining an organization, obviously I would have to say that the sources would have to be the Quran and the Sunnah. This is clear.
والمؤمنون والمؤمنات بعضهم أولياء بعض يأمرون بالمعروف وينهون عن المنكر, which means the believing men and women, they are helpers one unto the other. They enjoin what is good and they forbid what is evil. So the Young Muslims, as a movement, is struggling to implement this in in putting this into reality, where the brothers and sisters in the young Muslims are working side by side with each other with the same aim and objective. The only difference is that sisters in the young Muslims are working in an area which is most appropriate for the sisters, namely working amongst the children and working amongst the women, whether it be Muslim women or non-Muslim women alike. So basically we are one body, we are one Jama'ah, and we are one movement. The Muslim woman can do almost anything. Islam has allowed her to be involved in various fields of whether it be social, educational, politics, economics, or sports, such as swimming. So, she can be involved in all these activities, provided the limits of the Sharia is being observed.
La ilaha illallah.
There's no God but Allah.
There's no God but Allah.
Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Muhammadur Rasulullah.
Muhammad is his messenger.
Muhammad is his messenger.
I wanna live and die for Allah. I want a place in paradise. The gates of heaven are open wide.
The gates of heaven are open wide.
For those of us who want to strive.
For those of us who want to strive.
Here in Birmingham, the young Muslims are taking an active part in the sports competition organised by Islamic Relief. The money raised through these events will be used to relieve the sufferings of the poor and needy people around the world.
I want a place in paradise.
Within a short time, here in the village of Madhupur in Bangladesh, the dream of helping those in need became a reality. To strengthen the young Muslims' feeling of worldwide brotherhood, Maswood Ahmed, a member of the young Muslims, was sent to Bangladesh through the Islamic Relief to set up some rehabilitation programs for the poor people.
This time, 2 of us went to Bangladesh. We traveled throughout the country, and our main task was to try to set up different projects through which the poor families could benefit.
আমি আপনাদের বলতে চাই যে যদিও আমরা অনেক দূরের লোক, অনেক দূর থেকে আসছি, শান্তি শান্তি করো সবাই রে, শান্তির পথে আইলা না, ইসলামী সমাজ ছাড়া শান্তি মিলবে না ভাই রে, ইসলামী সমাজ ছাড়া শান্তি মিলবে না।
Subhanallah, the people were so happy that Muslims from such a distance came to visit them and help them. For them, the worldwide notion of an Islamic brotherhood became a reality.
The Muslims are one brotherhood, helping one another, keeping together as the Prophet said we should, sharing our tears and joys.
Here, back in Britain, these young people are experiencing the same Islamic brotherhood, but at a different level. Here in Hull, they have all gathered from various parts of the UK to attend a young Muslim summer camp. Camps such as this one in Hull occur only once or twice a year. However, such a camp opens the door for a whole range of activities for the participants. The camps organised by the young Muslims are rather unique in nature. While you have ample opportunity to relax and enjoy yourself, there is also plenty of opportunity for you to learn more about Islam.
I went through so much turmoil, I went through so much difficulties and problems in learning how to cope in this world, how to cope in this society. And I found that being in an organisation like this equips you to reach your full potential, equips you, helps you to develop skills that you have, and also to enable you to try out different skills. So I would say to you, come and find out.
My message to the young people is that even if you do come from an Islamic background, to be together and learn about Islam and learn skills is more fulfilling. No matter what background you come from.
Come and see, come and try, come and find out. They are the best judges.
We are the young Muslims, and God we praise for all His blessings. Our voices we raise. Muhammad the Prophet taught us the way to be honest and truthful throughout every day. We are the young Muslims, and God we praise for all His blessings. Our voices we raise.